So it's now like, I don't know, maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. At around 4, somebody thought it would be a good idea to try, and I don't know what they were doing. I think they were trying to siphon gas from the van. It's a locked gas cap, so then they took like some pliers and stabbed the gas tank. So, sorry, I'm a little scared right now. So any noise that I hear, got distracted, forgot exactly what I had told you guys. But so I was sleeping in the van, and I can't even talk about it right now. It's so upsetting. Maybe I'll tell you the full story later. But basically, I get out of the van, and it's just like it's the fuel tank that somebody stabbed it with pliers, and the gas is just like pouring out. Like, I don't understand why somebody would do that. That is some crap. Moving in, apparently. Yeah. Luckily though, I was outside of a gym, and even though it's like 5 now, it's like 6 in the morning, but when it happened like around 4. I called the police around 4:30 because that's when I knew like what was really happening. And then sorry, I like can't even think. Yeah, and then I guess I just came inside the gym, talked to them, they did like a police report and blah blah blah. So I don't know. I know it is kind of random, like that I'm in a climbing gym at like this early in the morning. That just kind of has to do with like work and stuff as to how I'm able to do that. But yeah, honestly, I'm just grateful that I'm somewhere where I could go inside, because I don't know, I'm kind of freaked out, which I think makes sense, right? So I don't know. I've been going over the options of like what I could do, how to get it fixed, this and that. There's definitely options. I just don't know which one I'm gonna go with, I guess. I'm just upset. I'm not even like upset. Actually, yeah, I kind of am. I'm angry that somebody would do that, because like, really? And then I'm also just like sketched out because I've never really been in this state before. And it's my first night here. I don't know if I've mentioned that. This video is going to be such a jumble because I'm freaking out, and I'm trying to record this because this is like, I don't know, I think this is important in the sense that like bad things happen, you know, we have to deal with them. And I do like always tell people like, yeah, living in a van is cool, like it's really fun, and I think that there is value in it, but it's like, let's keep it real. Like, stuff happens, and sometimes it's really scary and not so great. This goes back to like, if you live in a house, your house could get broken into, or there's just all kinds of different things. Even if you're not, doesn't matter where you live, if you're walking down the street, you could get like assaulted, like things just happen. But yeah, the only reason that I wanted to kind of talk about it while it's happening, while it's still like fresh, is for that reason, because I know there's a lot of like younger people too that will watch these videos and be like, wow, like that lifestyle is really cool and I would like to try it. And it's like, yeah, dude, I think you should, you know, at some point in your life, even if it's just for like a road trip. I think living on a vehicle and just traveling and experiencing the world and all that stuff, it teaches you a lot about yourself. It teaches you a lot about the world. It teaches you a lot, and I think it's helped, at least me, it's helped me make me the person that I am today, and I have no regrets. I think all of the stuff, the good and the bad, has been it's been really useful in making me a person that I enjoy being. At the same time though, although I think living in vehicles is totally fine, and I think it can be really fun and it can have all of these benefits to it, obviously it isn't always awesome. And it wasn't even like had nothing to do with like the van being mechanically wrong or me not upkeeping the van. It had nothing to do with me, like where I was parking or that I was breaking some sort of rules, because I'm on private property and I'm allowed, like I have permission to park here. So, you know, seemingly in van situations, that's like really good. Like, oh, you have somewhere to park, you have permission, your van is good to go, you kind of recently checked it out and gotten the green light, and it just had an oil change and all this stuff, and then go figure, something's got to go down. I don't know, my only thought is like, I guess that's what keeps it exciting. I'm really thankful that it didn't end up worse than it was. Like, if someone had, you know, decided to stab the fuel tank and then light a cigarette, or decided to try and break into the van, I mean, I've got a plan of like what to do if that happens, but like, you know, let's not get there, you know, hopefully. So I don't know, I'm just trying to think of like the positive stuff and just be really grateful that I'm okay, that all in all the van is okay, that I have somewhere that I can be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go make coffee. Okay, so I'm in the bathroom right now and I'm still like freaked out that like, so my reflection, this is the door, my reflection was right there and I moved, saw my reflection and just about died. So I really wasn't too worried about charging my phone because I knew that I was gonna just come inside in the morning, at a more reasonable hour. But now I don't want to set my phone to charge because it's like, I'm like, it's getting low, but I don't want to set it to charge because I feel like I can't walk around anywhere without it. So I'm definitely glad that I have like a portable charger. I have like this, I don't know, I have a giant one. But anyways, I'm just literally walking around with this whole setup. I feel like, I don't know, I'm like ready to go. I can hit someone with it. Oh yeah. So this is the coffee that's available. This is what we're going with. Pablo's Pride. And the van right over there. So I'm making coffee for the whole world, I guess. But mood. Okay, here we go. Actually, I can't drink it yet because it's really hot. But let me explain what actually happened. So I was in the van, sleeping, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was this truck like pulls up, and this is a parking lot where no one should really be here. Like, I was gonna be there, and again, it was private property and I had permission to be there, so it was like whatever. But I knew that like there really shouldn't be any other vehicles coming in and out until like 6 o'clock-ish in the morning. Well, I wake up at 4 because there's like this really loud like diesel truck like in the parking lot, and you can tell it's diesel. It's like super loud. I wouldn't have woken up if it wasn't. And it just kind of like, it was just being super sketchy. Like they pulled up in front of the van, and then they reverse parked into the spot like right next to the van, and it's a big-ish parking lot. So then they pull up in the reverse park in the spot right next to the van. It felt like they did like touched it or something, because the van kind of like moved, and it's like, whoa, wait, like what was that? But then it's like, it was so subtle almost that it was like I wasn't sure that that's what was happening. I don't know, it's really confusing. I'm half asleep too, like at that point. It was like 4 o'clock. So then I'm like looking out the windows or whatever, and obviously like I have the window covers up, so you can only see like, you know, they can't see me, but I can see them kind of thing. So then they drove around in kind of like a circle with their lights off, and just kind of hung out on like the side of the building with their lights off for like 30 seconds. And then they like exit the parking lot, stayed like, so there's like, here's the parking lot, there's like a thing of like sidewalk and grass or whatever, and then there's a road. So then they end up on the road still with their headlights off, and they're just like behind the van, just kind of like the van's parked like this, and they're like this, I guess, with all this stuff in the middle, like the sidewalk and the grass and a tree or like whatever. And they hang out there for a little bit in the middle of the road, and then they just like turn on their headlights and like speed off. And it's just kind of like, okay, that was like super weird, but I don't know, people are weird, right? So then trying to go back to sleep, maybe like 20 minutes later, it's just like, and it's like, wow, that smells like a lot like gas. And if it was like exhaust from their truck, like they've been gone for like 20 minutes. So like, what? So then, yeah, get out of the van, and sure enough, go out there, there's like a pair of pliers on the ground, like they like stabbed the gas tank, like I don't know. And like in retrospect, I feel like when they, so obviously like when the van moved is probably when they like stabbed it, like the fuel tank. But then when they pulled off, like after that, when they drove around the building and kind of hung out on the side with their lights off, I feel like they were maybe waiting to see if someone would come out, because from the outside you couldn't tell if someone was in there or not. Like I had all the window covers up, like you could not see inside the van at all. So I think that that's kind of what they were doing. And then I don't know, they were a diesel truck, so like I'm not a diesel fan, so maybe they got like, I don't know, they realized that and then drove off anyways. I have no idea. But that's what happened. So obviously called the police, and the fire truck came out, and they like cleaned up the gas, and we did a police report for just in case and all that stuff. Okay, so that's basically what happened. I was having a really hard time earlier, obviously. Like I was more scared than anything, right? It just kind of freaked me out. And I was confused. I just didn't understand like why somebody would do that. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. But you know, there's a lot of things in the world and in life that don't make any sense to me, and they just are what they are, and I kind of have to accept them. I mean, that's how the world works, right? So it's like, okay. But I was angry for a little bit. I mean, because that's like, regardless of how I decide to handle the situation and repair everything, no matter what, it's gonna cost me time and money, which no one's a fan of wasting time and money. So yeah, I was angry about that, and I knew that I shouldn't be angry. I mean, like, not that like I shouldn't, like it's wrong, like I know that it's okay to be angry, and you know, sometimes it's healthy to, you don't want to like suppress your feelings. But for me, just where I'm at in life and with things, I felt like being angry wasn't going to solve anything. It wasn't going to fix anything. And it was just the only person that it was hurting or doing, the only thing that it was doing was making me upset. And then that's kind of like a mind over matter kind of battle, where it's like I'm upset, and then I'm upset because I'm upset that I'm upset about this thing that was upsetting. And it's just like, whoa, bro, like let it go. Like it happened, it was really unfortunate, and yeah, it sucks, but like what can you do? Like all you can do is figure out how to go forward. Like that's it. That's all you can do.